Twitch and shit. We're streaming now, bro. So whatever you do say will be held against you.
Sounds
Kinda. Depends on your attorney.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends how. Yeah, real talk. It's all about your attorney, homie.
Your lawyer, bro. How good is your lawyer, dog?
No,
He said I didn't say it.
Hey,
My lawyer said I didn't say that.
Hey, you see, this is a great example of who not to get as your attorney. Damn, that's crazy.
The people that say you did do it, don't fuck with them.
So, let's talk about like attorneys and shit real quick because there's always a lot of like talk of music attorneys and like contracts and whatnot. Lots of stories like like the whole not attorney, but you hear movies like NWA like with managers doing shady deals or like managers working with their attorneys and like the attorneys are working in the best interest for like the managers or the labels and whatnot. Like like I think it's very wise to get a trusted music attorney or a lawyer that doesn't work with any of those parties because they might be working in the best interest of the label or the manager that's like in the big scheme of things. So if you're ever like in a good opportunity, like as an artist to get a good deal and you don't really understand like the language that you are looking at, I definitely would say get a consultation or find someone that you can trust. That's not linked with the other parties involved in the contract because there's just going to be a potential conflict of interest when that comes into play. Also too, like if you can know the language, it helps out too. Yeah. So you know that your own lawyer is not screwing you over. But then again, that's just like another like obstacle to kind of hurdle over. Because like when do you like if you don't know the language, how do you know that like your own lawyer is like doing the like is like in the best interests of like if you don't really know like what's going on, like you're really just relying on like the coordination of the attorney lawyer to really handle everything in your best interest. I don't know, it's crazy. Like I think about some of the like contracts I've signed for like some labor, like small labor releases. I'm like, okay, I don't really need to get like a lawyer. Like all this seems like pretty simple. Well, okay, well maybe I do need to go back and like maybe reread some of these contracts. What happens
when one of those songs just blow up and like now it comes out that other person that you released with gets most of the money? How do you feel about it?
Dude, if I sign a contract, bro, like I can't really. I'm gonna bitch about it, but what can I legally do, bro? Hey, but how many years after did the song blow up, bro? Because there's clauses and contracts that maybe I didn't see that. Hey, after 10 years, I'm in full ownership. There's like certain clauses that are put into place where after a certain year or so, like
based on the contracts you've seen, how in depth did they go?
That's a good question. Like the smaller labels, they don't go crazy in depth, bro.
Because I've seen them. I've had a couple, and it's very loose, bro. And I'm pretty sure, like, depending on the attorney you get, they can either get you out of it, or depending on their attorney, they might keep you in that shit. Like, it might have been so loose to the point where they're like, "Oh no, we meant forever," and you're just like, "Fuck, like, I don't think so." And that's when you had to get your good ass lawyer type shit. But I think it's beneficial though to go to a lawyer that has worked in the like music industry and have maybe like worked with like labels and stuff before, just because then they will understand like exactly what's going on and maybe be able to explain it to you better rather than like just getting a random attorney that you don't know like what they've done or anything like that, but you trust them. Or like I know a lot of people use like their aunts and uncles and shit because they're like because they work in like another type of field or they're a lawyer in another type of
similar.
But like, so they know some type of like what's going on. But like, there's some, I think when it comes to the music industry, there's like certain like clauses that off the top of the head, some lawyers know to put in a contract or to not put in a contract. And if you're just a lawyer that knows about other stuff that's like loosely related to music, you're definitely going to miss a lot of shit, I think. So like.
Yeah. Early episode. Yeah, we're doing an early episode, my dude. Runs for Turtle in the chat right now. Yeah, big shout out. Yeah, we got OOKAMI in the building. Yeah, but before we get into more of the OOKAMI project, bro, let's keep going on this attorney talk because I do also see a lot of bigger artists that later on they think about like the contract that they sign and they're like, damn, you know what? I looked at this contract and I'm owed some shit, or like sometimes like the clauses they they say shit like, oh, until your royalties have reached a certain threshold, right? Like some details in the contract that I've signed, they'll say that some payouts don't get paid out until you reach a threshold of $100 or $50.
Whatever you agree.
Yeah, exactly. So like there are details like that I've signed like on the smaller labels, but yeah, it gets much more in depth and complex when it's a much more bigger label. But yeah, you do see a lot of artists having to contact attorneys and have these attorneys hit up the labels to get their money because I see an attorney on Twitter always explaining that labels are too lazy to do the payouts. That all the objectives and all the contracts are all like met, and it's just literally having to. He even says the word harass sometimes these labels to like get the artist paid.
This is what I was gonna ask you, maybe both of you guys. When you guys release on a label, how do you guys look at the analytics to the track for all the streaming platforms? Do they give that to you, or do you just look it up through your distributor?
I think it's just off. Well, on SoundCloud, you could see it. You can see all of that, but I'm not entirely sure how you would be able to like look at it if you were like to look it up on Spotify or anything like that. I still don't know how to even go about.
Well, I mean, so like on Spotify, it doesn't like if your music on Spotify gets released through a label, the Spotify account links to your profile. So on your Spotify for artists, you still get those metrics. However, with SoundCloud though, if you want to get like the metrics and analytics,
all your metrics.
The only problem with that is that most of the times these labels, and I'm saying this from my past experience with the labels, the past label releases that I've done, they've never hit me up saying, "Hey, these are the analytics. These are your listeners. They're from these countries." Like you have to like. Yeah, you're gonna have to ask for that information because they're not. A lot of times they're not used to producers asking for that kind of information. The producers are just satisfied with the release and worried about the labels doing the workload of marketing and all that.
Because a lot of like producers don't even know like all the ways to get paid out like from their music to begin with. Right. So once they sign to that label, they're just looking at one sort of payment from. Like your tracks. How are they seeing all the payments from like, how on your distributor, you get to see everywhere that the store is distributing it at, right? Correct, yeah. How do you get to see that on another label?
And that's the problem. You'd have to ask for reports, and if the label's not willing to share reports, that's a red flag for me. Like if they're willing to give you like quarter annual reports. That's fair. I think like 3 months of a report, like, typically like especially for streaming royalties, like I think that's fair. Like show me a report. And if you're not gonna show me a report, that's like a bad flag. Or like you're telling me numbers, and if the report matches it, like I could trust that. But if you're giving me numbers, and I'm asking for a report, and you don't have a report that's matching what you're saying, you don't want to show me this report, that's a red flag for me. And that's already that's sketchy for me off the bat. But you have to ask a lot of times for that information.
Yeah. I mean, our distributor sends all of that to our label, so
yeah. But depending on what distributor they use is going to determine what information you see. I think, right? Like say your distributor or wherever you look up your analytics or whatever for your music that you're streaming, most likely a distributor, it's only showing you what they have on their distribution. Yeah, on their so if their distributor has other app stores or other streaming sites that they're distributing your music to, how do you even know that you're making money without them telling you exactly what they're distributing you to? Sure. So I could foresee a lot of people getting like, no, I'm pretty sure it's happening as we speak right now. Like people just want to see their Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, maybe Amazon Music, just like the basics. But in reality, like their music's getting shipped out to everywhere that could get fucking money. But these labels don't gotta tell you that. They don't have to tell you every distribution site unless you ask for it.
And it's not until people have like for example, me, like I haven't asked a lot of like my past labels like, oh, how's my streaming? I could, and honestly, like kind of don't really care as much. And I already looked. I've already like kind of made estimated like revenue as to what I would be getting back, and again, I would have to go back into my contract and see what I signed away, right?
Yeah.
But it's funny that you bring that up, Robert, because there's so many ways to get paid out, and like you don't really notice that until you start with self-releasing a lot more, bro. And then once you start getting the numbers for yourself,
You're just like, wait.
You're like, damn, like this shit is useful. Like these
Yeah.
labels are like they help out, bro. Like getting a label release helps out.
I think it hit me a little when I was looking at my distribution and like all the money I was making back, and I made like 2 or 3 cents from like this random streaming platform, and I'm just like, I wonder like how much music or how much money people made off of that streaming site that I had no idea, like from my own music, you know. So I'm just like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, so it's just like things that like pop in my head now, like. Who do you even go to be like, hey, can you look into this?
Well, I mean, like I said, there is this guy he goes by the name of Adam. He's a music attorney, and he's worked with several like big dubstep artists. I can't really remember the names, but they've gone on Twitter and say, "Oh, I've gotten this attorney. His name is Adam Freeman, Adam C. Freeman Law, something like that." This person has gone on Twitter. He gives a lot of consultation advice for free, and he'll say like, "Yeah, guys, like." You guys should be it should be a normal routine to get payouts or to ask about a payout every year. Because when you get paid out, that song is still up there. Like, so you still need to get your new streams, your new royalties. So, like, it's a constant thing to, and you gotta follow up. Like, following up is it's a necessity because they're dealing with like again they're also dealing with a lot of emails. A lot of people contacted them, so it's also that. But ultimately, like getting an attorney and having to do those kinds of legal actions towards something like that's one way to get your money. And he explains too that labels don't like it that you're haggling them of it, but in reality, it's like
taking my money.
Yeah, that you're taking away your money that they were going to use for them.
Yeah,
because you weren't asking for that shit. And there's a lot of labels that are using all of these artists' money because the artists are not asking or they're not emailing, they're not going to an attorney.
Yeah, I've never asked. I've never asked for it. I'm just looking at what I see on my distribution.
No, but dude, like it's crazy. Like just going past like the numbers, right? Like when you actually have access to those analytics and you have a catalog, and then you start seeing like, damn, bro, like
I'm generating.
Like this is information that I need to be asking when I do other releases with other labels. Like at least that's information I find valuable as an artist. And I honestly, I think any artist, like if you're wanting to learn your fan base and see where your sounds is getting to, like I think that's very important to know. And you should ask. Most labels that I've worked with that done label releases, they're not gonna go out of the day and be like, hey, so this month you did this plays, your biggest market was this. You know, they're gonna want you to like do it out on your own. But you're gonna have to ask for that, like for the most, like, and that's something that I'm gonna do pretty soon. Like, I just like that's just some stuff that like didn't click with me later as an artist, and so I'm like, okay, this analytic is all like very useful for me. Like, I was gonna ask you, because outside of your artist project OOKAMI, you also do the collective Outsiders Collective out in the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do something similar like that with releases? Do you guys do a contract where it's simple, complex? Perpetuity and all that shit. I don't know. Like,
I mean, with our label, how it goes is we as soon as we finish paying off like the art for example the covers, the visuals, and all that, as soon as all that's paid off, we're able to like pay the artists after for their release. So that's part of that's included in the contract.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, I wonder if I could bring this up, but you guys actually had like a producer by the name of Maltar like make a couple tracks for you, for like a label, and there was like an actual payout for that, right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's interesting because I thought about like, damn, like if a label reached out to me like for like a fee, like to make tracks for the label, I'm like, damn, I wonder what that payout looked like. What would I ask for? Like, let's talk about this, guys. Like, if a label reaches out to you, let's put a label like out there for reference. Okay, like for all of us, you know, we like dubstep. Bygor.
Yeah.
Let's say Bygor reached out to one of us, each of us. They wanted a 3-track EP. What would you say? And they're willing to pay you. Like, well, we got money. Like, what would your fee be? Like, what would you guys be fine with for a 3-track EP? Would you guys be fine with just a flat fee? Or no, you're gonna have to get some royalties off of that, right?
Splits for sure.
Right. Like, you guys would ask for that, right? Regardless of who is behind the other contract, right?
Yeah.
Big or small, like that. That should be necessary to ask for.
Especially if it's coming out on Bygore.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like that's what I was thinking too. Like, especially if I believe the song is gonna do numbers and it's gonna like make its rotation throughout the radio stations globally. Now I'm gonna need a percentage, bro. Like a flat fee. What we're looking at percentage wise, bro. Like, what do you think is fair? Like they're making the artwork. Okay, they're making the artwork. They're doing the marketing campaign.
They're doing everything.
Yeah, they're doing everything.
Okay, I at least want if I could.
Yeah, how much of your master are you gonna give up, bro?
I at least want. The lowest I'd go is 35%. That's the lowest I'd go.
I was thinking around the same number.
But I would want like 40, 45. Like, and I think that's fair. Like
40, 45.
Yeah, for me, especially right now, I think
3-track EP.
Yeah.
What about you, OOKAMI?
And I want 50,000.
Hey, know your worth.
I would say the same thing.
Know your worth EP. Oh, know your worth EP.
I would say about the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a fair deal, especially with a label like Bygore. The resources, I think, equates that percentage split.
And sometimes you just got to be like honest with yourself. Like, what are you bringing to like the table when it comes to this whole project? Like, what am I benefiting? Like, how much are they really putting in versus how much am I really putting in? Like, I think that's a big determining factor. You just got to be honest sometimes. Like, maybe if I was doing like constant, like better streams, I'd be like, okay, nah, like I know like I'm going to be making more money on these regardless. So let's go half. Like, I could even make the artwork, or we could collaborate artwork fees, this and that. Like, I think if I was going that way, or if you were negotiating it like that with them, I think it would be fair for someone to ask for maybe like 50%. If you're doing more like, okay, but I want to promote like this and I want artwork to look like this still, and I see you guys, if you're like doing more of that, then like
you seem to want to get more involved. You already have like a campaign, and like even like if you already had your artwork done, it's like, hey, look, I already have artwork done. I already did this work for you. And if you guys approve it, then this is what I would like.
Here are some of my promotional campaigns that I already run that generate this, and this. Like, all you got to do is tell them that, and I think like if they're like very like open with working with that, and they allow you to do that, I think it's fair for you to ask for more money. Like you would already be making a percentage, so in your head you got to be like, all right, well, if this track only makes like, you could look at the Bygore label, see how their tracks are doing like on all the streaming platforms that show the analytics, and then you could look at how much you'd be making if you sold it individually, like you do. Like I'm pretty sure you do too. Like, okay, if I'm making this amount monthly or whatever yearly off of this track, and their numbers are that, I'm at least making this much money. So now you got to think, okay, how much percentage do I need to own for me to get that much back at least? And you could see their numbers. So if their numbers are hitting 100,000, like just calculate that, like how much that is, and then think, okay, well, if I would have released it by myself 100% and I'm getting like maybe 15 to 20,000, how much am I getting back? You might be getting back more than what you'd be getting back in that split, because you only got a percentage of that split. So why would it even be worth it for you? Like, I think something like that, like you got to do those numbers sometimes, like, and you just got to be honest with yourself too. And like,
that is true.
Be like, all right, am I doing this for promotion and all that? If that's the case, then yeah, splits, they deserve a little more splits, because that's in reality, bro. Like, I'm starting to realize this, like, as we continue like releasing music, like your promotional campaign, like all of that shit is what matters. Like, you could have the most banging track, but like you still need to get people to listen to it. Like you need ears on it, and like just releasing it on like your socials sometimes doesn't do that.
It doesn't help, especially how the algorithm on Instagram is.
Exactly. And if you're not tapped into any of those algorithms, then like, what are you even doing? You feel me? You got to go to the people that are tapped in and like, convince them to be like, hey, look, this is that banging track y'all need. Like, let's work together, and it's a 50-50. Sometimes it's 50-50, and sometimes it's even less, like you hear this a lot, and like I'm starting to realize I didn't believe this like fully, but like when it comes to like music business, I guess, or like releasing music, like 30% of it is making music, I believe. Like if that. The rest of it is everything around it, you know, like. But I don't know. That's just how you got to determine like your splits. I think.
Yeah. Has any artist that's released on your guys' label, Outsiders Collective, have they reached out to like a PR or nothing, or everyone's just been kind of?
One person did. We
Oh
paid him
wow.
off.
Oh okay.
Yeah.
So how? So like, I'm curious because I've never.
But that's because everything else was already paid off. So.
But it was like a flat fee.
Yeah.
So, okay, got you. No, I mean, I was just curious though, like, cause the responsibilities of a label, like, you have to be on it if you really want to be considered professional, I guess, right? Like, when it comes to having a contract involved and then promising the other party certain things once certain things are met, like, you gotta definitely be on it if you want to be considered trustworthy, reliable, and someone people want to go back to and work with at the end of the day. You know, because if people realize how you are as a label, they're not gonna want to keep on sending demos to you, and then your catalog is not gonna look as fly anymore because they're gonna be flocking over to the labels that do have the appealing metrics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you guys look? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
What do you guys look for? Like an Outsiders Collective? Is it mainly just like bass music
Just
or
bass music, rhythm. Like,
Rhythm.
it has to be really unique for it to be on our label, like some next level type shit.
Okay, so like what kind of sounds comes with like next level?
You know it when you hear it, bro.
Okay, hey, no, okay, I have felt that. I've heard tracks and things where I'm like, dude, I can't explain it, but it's there. Like it's there. Okay, I believe that. Okay,
I mean, like over the past 3 years, that from artists that have released on our label, they've grown into they've after releasing with our label, they were able to release with their dream labels.
What are those dream labels?
Disciple.
Disciple. Okay.
Disciple. Bygore, DPMO, etc. All those other ones.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's real cool. And is it just it's you and a couple of other people throwing it, right? Two
Yeah,
others?
it's Moses. He goes by Tempest, and Alex. He goes by J Costa.
Okay, and this is all like a Bay Area collective. Is it just strictly like a label, or do you guys also do more stuff outside of that?
Strictly a label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you guys all have like different roles? Do you guys kind of just play like kind of pick up after one another, like this week you do this week, or how does that work?
It's all collectively. The work is split. Everyone does their part, like basically. 50-50.
Okay. What's the part that you've been doing lately?
I mostly do the art promotional stuff on Instagram and Twitter. I'm the guy who like does all the marketing
social
stuff.
media manager, pretty much of the label. Yeah, oh, okay. And then Moses, what he would be more like what A&R or?
That's Alex. He's the A&R of Outsiders, and Moses is the guy who basically he does everything else. He helps us pick out the tunes that he wants or everyone wants on the label.
I want to ask both of you guys a question right now. How many levels of clearances should a label have on a song? Let me give you an example. How many people does this demo need to go through before it gets the final approval? You know, I've heard labels have like ridiculous amount of levels of clearances where they have to go through 5 people. I had to get like 5 yeses before it gets like the final person, and like, you know, like shit like that. Like, I don't believe that's right at all to have like at least like that amount of clearances for a demo. You know, like I think it should just be one A&R that suggests it to the one main guy, or like I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Tell me about that. Like, or like I was gonna ask you, or like let's talk about your guys' label. Like, how does that clearance system look for you guys? Does Jay is like, hey, this is gonna be the demo for the label, or do you guys talk like, hey, this is what I would like for the release? What do you guys think about it?
That's what we do. So as soon as the song comes in through our submission, we all listen to it collectively, and if we're not like stoked about it, then that's That's it.
So
That's the end of the story.
yeah, everyone's got to be stoked about it.
Yeah.
So okay, that's cool. Yeah, because I know there are some times where like there's like voting and like the major votes out wins whatever, right? But like with you guys, it's if we're all not in it, like we're just not doing it.
Exactly.
Okay. So I mean that's a lot more I think better than like having to go through fucking like I get like let's say 5 individual A&Rs to get a yes before it gets to like an actual. Like I hear about this in like the major label departments too, where you have to get it to this first department first, then they'll give it to the supervisor, and then now the supervisor's like, what do you think, Robert? How do your thoughts on that? Like, because I'm like, as we get more into the music business shit, I think about like, damn, I don't like it either.
I think, bro, like honestly, so like, say you're running a label, if you really trust the people that are working with you and all that, like if you like work with them and you like really believe in their like what they're doing at your label or with you, for your platform, I think like you just gotta trust some people sometimes.
For sure.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, I trust you to be A&R. Bring me some hot shit and like let's go. Like,
right.
If you think it's dope, like I'm putting this trust in you. Like, let's go. And I only say that because I don't know if you guys recently like watched that Nike movie that came out about the dude that started Air Jordan.
Right. Okay.
But it just takes one person to like push an idea through for it to be an amazing ass idea or
right.
Good profit.
And like what you say in that movie, they had to go to certain departments to like they were going through so many like
to get approvals and shit, but like it only took one person for it to really be like, yeah, this is it.
Like that one person has the authority to make it official.
He had faith. He had faith in that idea.
And I think like it like sometimes I don't hear dope shit, but I know other people hear shit that are like, oh no, this is it. And sometimes I don't hear it. So like I feel like sometimes it shouldn't be too many processes because at that point, like you might be like just weeding out some good shit or like,
because like
some fresh shit, like cause some people just might be thinking, okay, we need a track like this. And then the next person says, okay, we need a track like this. And it's just now like,
and now the second to last is like, nah, fuck this shit. And then the last person was literally the authorizer. It's like, bro, the first 6 were all good. And then you like, yeah, it just doesn't, I think that so many A&Rs, like gated like that for a release. I think I thought it's overkill. I think that's actually damaging.
I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool to have multiple A&Rs, right? Just trust what they bring you, like that's it. And then at the end of the day, you have that final yes or no. But you could say yes or no depending on what another A&R brings you. It's not that you're saying no to this track, but this month, like it's crazy too because once you start like sending releases to labels that constantly release, like I don't know how often you guys release, but like some people are booked up for the year, like, and so when you do send some shit, if it's not like this fucking amazing next level shit, they'll say yeah, but then they'll put it on the fucking queue for that shit to come like months away and shit. So it's like
do it like in an off season too. Like I won't even do it like in a peak season. I have it stored.
Yeah, but like they have no choice sometimes. Like they don't want to say no because they think this might be it, but I don't know. Sometimes they could just be burners, if they don't ever find something.
Yeah. But, no, that is true. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into OOKAMI though, bro. Because went through a couple rebrands, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the first one was ultimately Lunar Phase.
Nah, it wasn't. That was my second one.
Oh, okay. So what was the first one?
2 Times Dead.
2 Times Dead?
Yeah.
It was spelled out and then dead?
Why'd you come up with that name?
I don't know. It just looked cool.
That sounds like a sick anime show.
2X Dead. I pictured how that looked in my head. I was like, that looked cool.
It did look cool.
And how long did you last with that name?
A year.
A year?
Yeah.
What made you want to switch? Was it just you were not feeling it?
I just didn't know how to like go about like
the whole bigger circle of it.
Yeah. But then now that I think about it, I don't know.
Side project.
Maybe.
like the creativity with you now, like your creativity levels. Like, can you go back into that brand and you think you could do a lot more with that creativity with what you got now?
I mean, at that time, I was just DJing. Like,
right. Oh, so you weren't producing.
I wasn't producing anything. I didn't like know how to produce back then. But like, I feel with my name currently, my music fits my name.
Your current name right now.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever go back to those names.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then what year was this when you made that transition into DJing and production?
2015.
Okay. And you've always liked dance music ever since? Like since you were like a young teenager? What was that?
I mean, first time I ever heard EDM was in 2012.
Okay.
And it was first song was what song was it? It was like the early dubstep type vibes that like you hear. It was like early
I mean, Skrillex was popping around this time. I mean, dubstep, you're talking about like more like
Excision.
Like old Excision.
I don't want to
Cookie Monster.
Him.
Dr. P. Nero.
Dr. P. Yeah, Nero. Oh, best album. Since that, what was that album called?
Which one?
The
one Nero.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember any. I wasn't like a big Nero fan,
Promises,
so I don't recall.
Recluse.
I can think of names. Yeah, the Recluse, Promises. Shit. All right, now we're being put on the blast. Cause damn, my bad, Nero. Hey, there's just we got through so many years of EDM. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, there's so many.
They were lit though.
No, we weren't ready for that question, bro. No, so so you like that kind of dubstep around that time?
Yeah, just after that, my first festival was EDC, right? And I was just like blown away from it. Like it was like.
What year was this?
My first EDC was 2014.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, and then the following year I went to Nocturnal, right? And then I wanted to be on stage after that because like I saw Slander play, and they were a big inspo for me back then.
Okay.
So after that, I got more into like wanting to produce music and shit.
And you were already DJing at this time, so now it's just wanting to make your own music.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you start off with? Ableton, FL.
I went straight into Ableton.
And you haven't left it since?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right on. For sure. It won't last long.
It won't last long.
Nah, I'm just playing, dude. How's Ableton though right now, bro? I've been hearing a lot of people mad talking trash on this new update or something.
I don't know. Like I'm still using 10.
Oh, so you're not on the new one?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, everyone's complaining about the new one. How there's like an update that fucked up everyone's Ableton, and like everyone's like hitting up Ableton for this like to fix the issue or whatnot.
You know what? Fuck that. Don't even do that. Just switch over to FL.
Hey.
Gang over here.
There has not been any like severe crashes.
FL's only gotten better, bro. That's all I can say.
You know what?
FL's only getting better, bro. So I don't know if you can say the same for Ableton, but you probably can. But you know what? We're faithful over here, right? I don't know. That's not true. I'm definitely gonna be switching over to Ableton. I promise you. Maybe by the end of the year, I'll be working on Ableton. I think.
Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna be doing a left turn. I'm on Reaper this year now.
You're not down.
Probably not. I heard that's a big learning curve. It's taken a year for some people.
Hell no.
To get into the level to where they were comfortable with in their previous DAW.
I just think sound design on Ableton is really cool. Like, there's a lot of
options for you to be able to do sound design.
Yeah, manipulation, modulations, and stuff that are just natural on Ableton, and it pisses me off when I see people produce on Ableton. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie. I think honestly, if you're a bass artist, it's beneficial for you to be on Ableton. Yeah, specifically a bass artist, because there's just some, I don't know, it's just some crazy shit. But not to say you can't do it on FL, right? But it's a lot of processes that you'd have to go through. And then first off, like you'd have to know like exactly what plugins you need to be using. And that's like one of the hardest things about FL is like, you really just have to put on every like plugin because you don't know what the fuck it is. It says fruity something and you're just like, what the fuck does that mean?
I'm going to have to one of these days just go through all the Fruity Studio plugins. Am I missing any?
Look, on the rack, left click. Or right click on the right click.
Right. You can add more. You can add more plugins, right?
Yeah, but when you right click, it'll pop up all of the plugins. Like you could see them all on your screen. So like that's that's
Oh, like if they were like a desktop icons.
yeah.
Oh, they can see the visuals.
Or you actually see the synth or what the VST like how it's supposed to look,
okay.
and you're able to just like scroll through it and shit. But like,
Oh.
bro, I had tweaker nights on FL where I'm just like, all right, let's just see what I could do on here. Let's do all this crazy shit, and I think you just got to do that for you to learn your DAW. I think after a while. I forgot how we got on this topic, but
Well, we're talking about Ableton, like how how loose and how smooth it is just for like bass music production. What are some of your favorite Ableton features that you like see yourself using a lot?
I like how you can use the feature where you're able to like automate everything. Everything just comes down from the track that you're on, so you're able to automate. You're able to see basically everything. I don't know how it is on FL Studio, but I feel like you have to make another track just to automate stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's one way. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way I do it.
That's the efficient way to do it.
But there on Ableton, there's just a button and everything just comes down.
Yeah.
Like it's just quick.
No,
everyone say like just the workflow. Like,
the workflow is better in my honest opinion. I like.
And time is money, bro.
Yes. I'd be on YouTube and I'm trying to look for like a video to like show me how to like do this certain thing, a tutorial, and when an FL Studio tutorial comes on, I'm just like,
an FL Studio tutorial will be like 10 minutes. And the Ableton tutorial will be like a minute and a half. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? It was the same effect, same shit, same outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Homeboy just turned a knob, and in FL Studio, you had to fucking
do all
go in
that.
go in here. You have to all do it in order too to get to the fucking place. But I mean, that's
you got to make sure you lay it on the map perfectly too.
Yeah,
some bullshit, bro.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of hidden things that you need to do in FL Studio to make it like pleasing. Like for example, by default, I don't know about the newer like versions, but by default, like you don't have that waveform like activated for you on that mixer level.
No,
like you have to actually go in. You have to actually like be curious or like look a video to like activate it and stuff like that.
Or
it's more pleasing.
You could be real as fuck, buy it and read the manual and then start, doing it. But everyone just gets a cracked version and says, "Let's go."
I bought mine.
How is it right now? Is it subscription based or a one-time fee?
It's a one-time fee. From what
mine's bought too.
I was curious. I feel like everything is becoming subscription based now.
Like, I've seen that.
I think you could update yours for FL. You can update yours after you buy it. Like when new updates come out, you just go back on your because I don't know. Did you buy it at a store or did you buy it online?
Off Ableton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
And if you want to update or upgrade to the newer version, it's like $300.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Would you say because it comes in certain editions, right?
Yeah.
It comes with there's like a studio edition, there's like a light edition, and then like the one where it comes with all these plugins.
The suite.
The suite, yeah. Would you say it's worth it?
I would get the suite.
The suite?
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Because then if you have the one and you're trying to do something.
What do you mean trying to do something
like there's a certain plugin or tool that you want to use, but you don't have it because it's on the suite.
Oh, you don't got the suite edition. You got the light 149 edition. You got to get the $600 edition.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, but dude, after today, off the record, bro, I'm gonna hook you up on the website, dog.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. All the plugins, all the VSTs.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Say it right now. Actually, don't say it right now. Oh man. Now they're getting like an example, like mini meters, bro. What? Oh. Like mini meters. Like what imagine if that shit was subscription based, bro. Like, how much would you pay for mini meters, bro? A month if it was subscription based. I'm talking to you, Robert.
$1?
$1 a month for mini meters?
Yeah.
But flat fees, what? $10?
$10.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, for Faceplant, I pay $9.
And for those that don't know what Faceplant is, can you kind of describe
it's a VST plugin for like sound design.
Oh,
but it's like Serum, but 10 times better.
What do you use Face? I'm sorry.
You said it's 10 times better?
Yeah.
Faceplant?
Yeah.
I gotta check this out. How much is it like a flat?
It's $9 for all their plugins.
Oh, so it's a rack of
Ooh.
plugins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus the VST.
And it's only subscription?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't pay for a flat fee?
You would be paying like $600, I think.
You right?
Hey, the website though. True.
You right? Okay. Now that
What's the most you guys have paid for a plugin? If you have
$50.
$50, was it worth it?
Yeah.
What about you? What's the most you paid for a plugin? I'm trying to figure out what I paid
for Serum fully,
Serum.
and that was like 2 something, I think. But I did the rent to pay thing, like when Splice had it.
Okay.
So like I was able to just pay what was like $12 a month or something like that. And then
Right.
after I paid the full price, I had it. I owned it. So
Okay.
that was pretty dope that Splice was doing that for a while.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
most I've ever paid for a plugin, I think.
Do you have Vital?
No, yes and no. I don't have it installed in my
Okay.
FL, but I did download it.
It's free.
I know. And everyone said,
And again, better than Serum.
Why is it better than Serum? Run that
It's
shit.
just
More
much easier to
oscillator.
use.
Also, it's kind of like the
Yeah.
Ableton
Yeah.
of Serum.
I never got the hang of Serum, so I was like, I was looking for something else.
And Vital does
Vital
that something else.
it's a lot easier to create stuff on it.
How's the library in Vital? A good amount of sounds.
A good amount.
And I've also seen in other websites, like there's always a bunch of packs being made for Vital
Yeah.
constantly. You know, not plugins, but that's something that I have spent like good money on. Has been like sample packs and like preset packs and
Yeah,
shit like
same.
that.
Same.
Not much plugins, but for sure sample packs. I think like I've spent a lot of money towards. I think I spent the highest I spent on a sample pack. And probably not much, but the highest I've did was like $15-$20. And it gave me like 2 gigs of all these crazy ass like drum loops, like your like traditional necessary drums, and then some synth loops. But that was about it. That was like the most I spent like towards something similar. But I've still have not used Splice actively. Like I don't know. Like so many people have said like Splice's system has gotten like really weird, or like now the credits are now they don't transfer over no more, something like that. I don't know. You got Splice, right?
I don't.
Oh.
I didn't like paying every month for it.
Yeah.
You
So
gotta pay every month for it.
that's where I'm at.
Also, you're not paying for credits no more.
Well, so it depends on the subscription you buy now. So like there's like 3 tiers. You could do like the $10 tier, which will give you access to everything, but they'll only supply you with,
A
I
certain
believe,
amount.
100 credits or 200 credits. And then there's I think it's 100 credits. And then I think the second tier is like $15 or $20, and that'll give you 300 credits and access to everything. And then there's I don't think it gives you access to certain things. Like I think you get VSTs and stuff on certain tiers and whatnot. And then, but once your account goes inactive, like you can't use the VST no more. Like the VST will go inactive
Yeah.
too. So like when I'm on FL, like I gotta make sure like my desktop Splice account is open, or like it's active on my desktop, so that it knows that all my shit is registered. Like all my synths that I have from Splice are registered. Like that's how everything goes through. So
Also, even so, if you're not signed in, like they won't be available to use like in your DAW.
yeah, exactly. Or like maybe only old versions will stay on there, and like if you like refresh your like plugin list on FL, you'll have to reactivate
Also,
it.
you're licensing like in a way the samples, because you're truly not owning it unless you sign into the accounts, right?
You
Like-
could
like-
sign into your account and it'd be inactive though. So like say I bought
Oh,
VST.
so you still have access regardless if you have
if
a
I bought
membership
it,
or
if I
not.
bought something
Oh,
specifically, yeah. But if
okay.
I'm just using it off the subscription thing, then like it'll become inactive. you know?
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. But for credits and stuff, so like with the credits though, once you download something, a preset, sample, whatever the case, you own it with your credit. You know, that's what you're pretty much paying for at the end of the day. Is the
Oh,
credits.
okay.
And then access to it monthly.
Yeah, because that's one thing that I saw a lot of people complaining about with Splice is they weren't active for so many months and they had their credits taken away.
Yeah.
Some people had managed to get them back, but yeah, Splice has been getting pretty aggressive with people not being active, and you know, what are these credits just here for? Like, let's just reclaim those credits because they have a certain value. Those credits, like, I mean, I don't know how that system works. If they could just like make up credits and like, I don't know, like I just don't know how that shit works. But
I mean,
I don't know if they have like a market cap on credits and shit. I don't know.
nah, they don't, bro.
I don't know how that works. They can generate as many credits as they want. Like they own that particular currency. You know, it's like I don't know, it's strange. Do you guys like currently? Oh, do you like currently the splice system they have in place?
I do. Yeah. I wish they would like get more packs in though, like and more shit in, because you get to see like how what packs are being put into Splice. Like you see the most recent ones, and they don't really release recent like a lot. So like it's just
Like
pretty
they
much.
used to.
Like a lot of the
Yeah.
packs that are being added, they've been in the market already,
Bro,
but and they're not necessarily new.
It's not even that they could be new packs, right? That they're just premiering on Splice, but like I think some people just don't want to put their packs on Splice. Like at the end of the day, like I just
Oh,
don't think
okay.
some people want to like, because like now you're signing your pack, you're getting splits for your pack. You know, like you're giving your pack to a distributor to distribute for you, and they're taking a percentage of it and whatnot.
Yeah, like real business, like people that are really like about their music business, they're and they know they can sell the product better themselves.
I mean, and that's why you get into releasing packs is to make money at the end
Yeah.
of the day, bro. Like
Mhm.
you're not releasing packs just so people could have your sound. Like that's a benefit to it for sure, but it's mostly a money grab, I think.
Hell
Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
and it's don't get me wrong, it's very useful, but like that's like at the end of the day how artists can make more money, because
Yeah.
like at that, like we don't, as DJs and producers, it's not like we're like the highest paying like performers out there type shit. So like wherever we can get money at, like that's the way to go. I
Well,
think.
you know who left a real nice blueprint for shit like that, bro? And I think I was like really amazed by the way they ran this shit. Somatics.
Yeah, I mean, I have all of their stuff.
Yeah, bro. Let's talk about Somatics real quick, because the way they did their marketing, bro, is that they would give you a taste of the pack for free. And the way they did it is they would, and it's one of the reasons how I learned about how they got their emails, is that they would have people give up their emails for like 50 sounds of their current pack. And obviously, if you wanted more samples, then you buy the full pack.
Yeah.
And they did this process like for 2-3 years, and they always like every season they'd have like their Somatics, Ultra Somatics, Sunset Somatic. Like they have all these
different
and
names.
for sure like you would see like they would be getting into better studios, and like you could tell like this was a money grab. It was definitely like a money grab for sure. Like the free packs that were given out, like they're not making money off of that, but ultimately like I was also the quality of the samples too like play a big part, and they managed to like create some sort of blueprint, because yeah, I remember they were like the first sample pack companies that were really like heavy on the marketing, especially emailing. I remember like in the emails how to get like a new email from them every week about like a free sample pack they wanted to have me download and shit. I remember downloading a few of them, like free. I was just starting out as a new producer.
Yeah.
This is 2015, 2016.
That's
Like the
exactly,
boom
yeah.
of Somatics, they were giving out the gold USBs on like limited edition. Yeah,
Like
I
two
remember
of them.
that shit. I don't know how they're doing. I hope they're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they really helped me out, get my sample library going, like
Yeah.
as a starting producer. And I hope they're doing good, because I think they really helped me out. Kind of like see how that works out in terms of like obtaining data and like how they run their marketing. I think subliminally I was kind of learning from them, and those were one of the biggest companies that I know, at least within the United States. I was getting my samples with, but yeah, I don't know how they're doing now. I don't know. Are there somatic packs on Splice?
I think they still have a website.
Yeah, I believe there are somatic samples still on Slice, but I'm pretty sure they're just old ones that have been on there for a while. I'm not really sure. I haven't paid attention too much like that. I just know that like the packs that are on there are like the traditional like disciple pack, like round tip, just shit like that.
All the new ones that have been coming out that they've been
Independent.
promoting.
Yeah, that's a good business venture, right? For an artist to do like a partnership and like create a sample. Well, actually, just a sample pack for yourself, right? Like,
I think so.
and sell it. Like, that's a good way to make money off of your like art. Is create sell a
I
sample
think
pack.
it's beneficial for you if you already have a following and you already have like a fan base. I think
For sure, it helps out a lot. Yeah,
I think if you're
'cause
still trying to promote your music and then you're trying to put out a sample pack, I don't know how beneficial that is,
Mhm.
because how many people are actually going to download it or like buy it,
Right.
You're
And
still-
again, if your audience, if your demographic aren't producers, bro, like the listeners doesn't care about a sample pack, to be
Exactly.
honest.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean that's why those analytics are important, like to know like who's your listeners, because yeah, it doesn't make sense for an artist to make a sample pack if the majority of their fan base is just listeners, like they're gonna make a small paycheck.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're like, for example, like a sudden death, a good amount of that fan base is producers.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense for a producer like him to do a venture like a sample pack, and him sell it by himself. And then some artists definitely would be better off partnering with another sampler company. But yeah, no, it's another money. It's a business, dude. Like a sample packs. I mean, and also just like the process of recording samples and then putting them like in a pack. It takes time. Like it's not some shit that you could just be on your computer and like it'll be done and over with in 30 minutes. Like you have to clear all the samples and make sure they sound good. There's no like remaining seconds that once like the tail of the sample is like out, like all that shit has to, like if you want it to be considered clean, professional, like that's all the things you need to take a look at. Like I learned a lot, even like creating like one of my sample packs like during the pandemic. I'm like, damn, like just for 50 samples, like this took, I didn't realize it was gonna take this long. Because then you think about like, okay, maybe I don't want the sample on here. Like I got just so many switching out samples, bro. I need to check out that one plugin that Homeboy told us about, the sampler, where you just throw in your section, and then if you don't like the kick, the plugin will just change the kick for you, so you're not having to go into your library and like find the kick. I don't know. What's the hardest instrument you guys find yourself struggling to look for like right away? I think for me it's the kick. I feel like I think too much on the kick, and I find myself spending too much time looking for like the perfect kick.
Yeah, kick and snares.
Kick and snares for you, Ricky? Yeah. Trying to figure out what other things was like hard for me to like. For a while, I think hi-hats too was one thing that I'm like was hard for me to kind of get down to it. I know what kind of hi-hats I like now. I think that's another thing about when you're like knowing yourself as a producer. You know what kind of instruments you like. If you like more of like a close hi-hat or open hi-hat, you like more of a ride versus a crash, or you like more of a clap than a snare. We talked about this. What are you, Ricky? Are you a snare or you're a clap guy?
Both.
You're both? Oh, man. You have to choose though,
I
bro.
layered the clap and the snare together.
Okay, I respect that. Okay. Layering is important.
Yeah.
Hey, I think if anyone's that's first time producing, layer shit. Like, honestly. Some people might tell you not to double layer. Like, no, that's not true. Like, definitely layer a snare and a clap. Yeah, because that I've noticed like with the clap, it doesn't end right away.
Yeah.
The snare gives you that crispiness right in the tip. And then the clap gives you what you want, that tail. So that's I think it's one of the great a great thing to do when you're putting a beat together. Or specifically a bass track, a snare and a clap. Yeah, I'm more of a snare guy, for sure. I don't think I've ever. I've been I was more of a claps guy when I was like in my trap Jersey era, like trap Jersey future bass, like my Litster era. Yeah, I was definitely much more of a clap person, but now I'm definitely more snare-ish, and then I'll layer like the clap. Do you guys have a least favorite instrument? Like you guys don't really like end up using, or an instrument you don't really use a lot? I'm trying to think what that one is for me. I feel like I use like the essentials. Like I use the kick, the snare, the hi-hat. I use melodies. Like fuck, I'm trying to figure out what is it that I don't use. Think of any, Ricky?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Me neither, actually.
I think I use every single. I like to use basically everything. If it don't fit, it don't fit.
That's fair. Every track is case by case scenario. Nah, that's fair.
I mean, I could tell you what I'd want to incorporate more. Maybe
like
cowbells.
Cowbells? Oh shit, for sure.
I'll be right back.
No, cowbell. I actually want to incorporate more vocalists too, like an actual like. And that's one thing too that I've noticed in like your new EP, or maybe I've heard it
No,
out.
you're good.
No, for sure. You shared some new music with me, OOKAMI, and it's real cool because speaking about your OOKAMI project now, like your current taste in that brand has been going more towards melodic bass, future rhythm, style. And when you show me your EP that you're working on, it has that, man. So I wanted to know, like, when did you get more interested in like doing that kind of style of dubstep? Because I think for a while, like you were doing a lot more, like I think aggressive.
Yeah,
a bit more aggressive, like more darker, I know you're still messing a lot with melodies.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
when
I
it
mean,
came,
they've always
but
been
when it,
incorporated into my songs.
yeah, and then I feel like lately the latest tracks that you've been making has definitely had a lot more like color bassish,
Yeah,
feature rhythm to it. So like, yeah, man, like what's was there like certain like artists that were pushing out music that you've been digging that converted you into more of the style, or
I mean, there's Ace Hara.
that's the mix that you've been bumping
Yeah,
lately
I
that you've been
hear it
showing.
I hear it every week.
Oh
I just
yeah.
love all the fucking songs that he plays out.
Would you say Ace Aura is the one ultimately got you into more of that color
Yeah.
base? There was really no other artist before that that
I
was
mean,
really
after
captured?
like, I just started finding them all after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to hear more examples of that sound.
Right.
So I just kept searching, and I found Sora. I found Konodo. I found him last week. Um, who else? Uh, I mean, Kotori is one of them. I've always listened to his music. Um, well, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Paper Skies.
So going back to when you said you came across Ace Aura and you were digging that style of music, would you say Future Rhythm at the time was barely getting known, or at this point was Ace Aura already like
Wasn't he the creator of that genre?
well, you know what? I actually wanted to know. Is he? Because
I feel like he started all
and
that.
because now that I'm thinking about it, I came across Ace Aura's music. I want to say a little bit before. I think it was around pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it was like before pandemic or whatnot. But oh, hey, how's it going, Drew? Yeah. Oh, I think he went to a. Yeah, I think he's. Anyways, no, yeah. So, oh shit, what were we doing? Hold on, give me a second. Start streaming again. I don't know. It's be stopping the stream and whatnot. I don't know shit. But no, yeah. I think during the pandemic, bro. I just think that was like the boom for color bass.
Mm-hmm.
And Ace Aura was definitely one of those top. Like they were having Insomniac was having drive-in raves.
Yeah.
Nearby, and was having shows. And I remember color bass and melodic bass definitely being pushed out by Ace Aura.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the only people I seen really pushing the sound. But now that I'm thinking about it, bro, there was another like we talked about Papa Khan, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, so like I'm trying to figure out Papa Khan. I feel like was a little bit before pandemic, right?
I think it was after.
Oh well, okay, because I know that.
No, definitely before.
Yeah, because Papa Khan was kind of creating that particular sound. And you know, I don't like to compare, but you know, I think that with Papa Khan, like it was definitely like the early stages of that sound.
Yeah.
Because I never really heard anybody else with that sound in the bass music space. And then and I you know with Ace Aura, and I feel like that's why the terms get kind of switched out around, because you know they were calling Papa Khan stuff, you know, like they were calling it, what would you say, like color bass, like color bass what was being thrown. And then when Ace Aura was making that style, they started saying color bass, melodic dubs. Like they just started throwing like shit on the.
They just started throwing.
Yeah, they started throwing names and whatnot.
Yeah.
Everything was just so new, bro, and like it's just crazy to me how the roster of artists now pushing that sound. Because now, like you mentioned before, we have people like Sora. We talked about Chime. People that released on Chime's label, Rushdown. There's so many cats now pushing that future rhythm sound, bro. And,
Space Yeti.
Space Yeti, dude.
Lasso.
Yeah, Lasso. You've been playing some of that too. And then going back to your the recent music that you showed me, like it's all been future rhythm, melodic dubstep, and yeah, dude, Ace Aura I think was one of the first people that I remember pushing that sound.
Yeah.
And I've actually this is like around the first time I started listening to melodic dubstep too. Like I wasn't really a big fan, but then I'm like, damn, like this is a cool take on rhythm. Cause there's always been melodic dubstep. Yeah. Like there's always been Millennium.
Yeah.
There's always been Adventure Club. There's always been Slander. But what Papa Khan and Ace Aura and all these other cats were doing, it wasn't like Linium. It wasn't. It had like a sort of rawness to it. It still had like the underground tapped, like didn't have like that mainstream effect to it yet. It just still had that rawness that you could just. I don't know. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain sometimes. It's definitely a feeling. And you know what? I need to check in on Papa Khan too, because I don't know how he's been. I haven't really heard too much about Papa Khan. I feel like there was like some sort of like hype going with Papa Khan, and then like he got his visa, and then like I don't know. I just haven't. I need to check.
Disappeared basically. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think happens when like artists?
I mean, I want to check. I wanted to look at examples on how to promote my own EP through looking at various other artists on how they do it, and I came across Papa Khan's Instagram, and it's just dark.
Also, do you think it's all part of the music? Like
I hope so. Cause
I hope so too.
But then again, the other day I saw him post a story of him producing. So I hope that there's more music and a new project coming. You know?
No, for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to the music, Ricky, how long can you see yourself doing this? Do you think this is something that you'll be doing for the rest of your life till you're breathing?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I like making music.
I believe so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we always hear about a lot of people they they quit music for whatever reasons, and I'm always just like wondering like if these people said that they liked making music, like it made them happy, like why would they quit?
Yeah, I mean, people go through shit.
People do go through shit, yeah, and a lot of times that shit is a lot more bigger than music, no doubt about it, bro. Because life shit does happen, and yeah, it's unfortunate sometimes, bro. Like, yeah, because creating like if no one's had the opportunity to create music for themselves, and I'm not even just talking about not just a musician, like just like a random person who has no knowledge of any kind of music theory, like just being able to like create your own like sound, create your own track. It's a different kind of expression. Like it's not like going to. I've never gone to a therapist, but it's not like going to like your therapist and like venting your shit out, or it's not like a student going to see the guiding counselor like venting shit out and like. It's a feeling, bro. And I always say this, that when you're writing music, it's a unique expression from somebody. And it's not, and sometimes like they could tell you through words what that expression is, but it's like they show you a track and they tell you, nah, bro, this is what I feel. And like I could kind of give you some words that could kind of equate to it, but no, this is the feeling that came out of this expression. And I think anyone that has not had the chance to create a track or like just like even get behind a piano, like just fuck around with some sounds, dude. Like, I think that's just like this is some sort of adrenaline. It's just like the discovery to making sounds and see what you can come up with. It's just some other shit. Like I remember the first time I thought like my first track was kind of shit, but I remember when I like finalized my first like organized track, I was like, damn, like this is tight. Like this is an expression of myself that I don't think I would have been able to come up with words or been able to tell someone how I felt, but like I could show them this and like hopefully they could like they could hear it and like see what I'm going through with like this expression. And yeah, dude, it's just like a different feeling when you're creating music that's coming from you, and it means something to you too. Like the music that means something to you, that shit hits, and you could feel that. Versus like music that like a lot of times it's for generic, and it's just it doesn't really have meaning. It was written on a paper for just like a artist to hop on, and it's call it the end of the day. It can be music can be much more meaningful. I mean, it doesn't have to be meaningful at all, but it could be meaningful. It could however meaningful you want it to be. It could be that, and yeah, dude. Like, just writing music, it's just a different feeling. Like I don't know, I could go days about that. Like it's just like its own therapeutic session. Like writing music, I don't know if you ever feel like that. Especially when I'm writing melodies, dude. I feel like I'm just like I'm letting my emotions out, like so to speak.
That's how I came up with my EP. Like I put my raw emotions into it, and whatever came out of it is what like I'm gonna put out for you, everyone.
Specifically for this EP, was there a lot of like personal experiences, like past things that you went through this EP? Yeah, I feel it. A lot of good stuff, a lot of like
mostly bad stuff.
Mostly bad stuff. Oh, okay. So do you is that one way you grieve?
Yeah, just write music.
Just write music. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like when I'm going through a bad time and I'm feeling kind of sad, like, going back to what I'm saying, like the words or like me maybe talking to somebody or like me having to vent on social media, like I sometimes it doesn't really relieve that grievedness. And like I think when I get behind a computer and I write music and I'm like fuck, like I feel better. Like I had to write some shit out and I didn't really have to like I don't know, like it's just that connection. I encourage everyone to just try to write a piece of music at any level. Write a melody, like just to start off. Like there's not to be nothing, not a full song. Like just even like write a melody, even like even like tapping on the desk, like with your hand, like make some sort of beat. Like it's just it's an expression of that moment. I feel, and I mean yeah, I'm excited for that EP, bro. When do you plan on releasing that EP?
Probably this month or next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did give me a little taste of it. Do we have a name for it already? Full name?
It's the Hear Me Cry EP.
Hear Me Cry EP. Oh yeah, for sure that shit. Oh, for sure. Hell damn.
Is he gonna make me cry?
I hope so. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
So, where did you get the motivation behind the name of the EP? Well, we talked about like bringing in your own personal experiences into it. You mentioned you bring a lot of like the bad stuff. Was that one of the first names you had in your mind for this EP, or was there a lot more you were going through?
When the girl who wrote the lyrics for it.
Yeah, you had a vocalist write lyrics for you.
Uh-huh.
So how did that process look like? Did she write the lyrics for you and you made the track around it, or you gave her a track and she wrote the lyrics?
I gave her the track and she wrote the lyrics around it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did she wanted to make any adjustments, or was she fine with what?
She was fine with just how it sounded.
Oh, that must have been nice. So
Yeah.
she just wrote and you just placed their lyrics around it. That's real cool. Did she occupy all the tracks in the EP, or only a few?
Just one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice. And you're having 3 or 4 tracks?
Well, there's an intro and then the 3 main tracks. So.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing that the intro goes into the second track like really smooth. Yeah, that's real tight. We're talking about this like with EPs, like when you're having that transitions, like having like a storytelling procedure with like how records come in and out and how they sound. Like I think it's that's what makes a good EP.
I think it makes it very cool and unique on how they go about doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all melodic dubstep, right? Like future rhythm. Yeah, we'll probably play some of it after when we're done with this episode, or we might play it or end it with this episode. We'll see. If you're down to give us the link and shit, I don't know, man, because it's like private right now. And you plan on doing self-release, right?
Yeah, self-release.
Have you tried shopping? Have you thought of shopping it around, or?
I've sent it around. I haven't heard back. I only heard back from one label, and then I was like,
Didn't really like it?
Yeah.
Or?
I don't know if they didn't like it. They just didn't. I guess they didn't. They don't prefer it on their label.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you. How often would you wait for someone like for a response for a label?
I mean, I sent it out like that one was like 2 weeks ago. The other labels that I sent it to, it was like a month or 2 ago, and they still haven't checked it out. So,
got you.
So I'm just like, I'd rather just self-release it at this point.
Well,
and I have my own release plan for it. So,
well, that's good, dude. Oh yeah, bro. I mean, definitely don't wait too long for anybody else to like respond.
Yeah.
I will say though, I want to plug everybody in though. If anyone that does use Gmail, if you want to know whether or not people are reading and clicking on your emails, specifically Google Chrome has an extension called Gmail Track. So if you're wondering if somebody read your email, it will tell you when it read, and it'll tell you how many times they read the email. So you can they'll pretty much this benefits you because it helps you. It lets you know whether or not when to move on or to make that follow up email.
Yeah.
Like if you've seen that person read that email like 3 times and it's been 5 days, okay, I think it's time for a follow up. And then you can also be sure, like, because sometimes I feel like people do wait because they don't know if they check the email or not. And sometimes when they check the email and there's no response, a lot of times that's like a clear like response. I feel like they didn't want to give me like a response or you just said no. But I think the Gmail tracking extension on Google Chrome is real nice because it lets you know whether the label or like I say if you're shopping it around and you want to know whether or not to move on from this label because you don't know whether they read it or not.
Yeah.
That Gmo track will let you know if they read it or not, and then you can make that decision whether or not if you want to let these fools like even ever get back to you, or you can move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gmo track. I think that's like a cool tool. I think people should be using whether to see if people are reading your guys' emails. Because that's one thing I do notice delays. How people they have that delays with like music releases is that they're waiting on labels. Like they want to make an announcement or they want to just release music on labels.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just waiting out and waiting for responses. And I think that tool would help out a lot of producers make timely decisions for their releases and not maybe not wait too long for these labels, because sometimes these labels read the email, they listen to the track and they don't like it and they don't get back to you. So I think it's just better if you knew that they read the email and it's been 5 days, they didn't get back to you. That's a clear response to me, I feel. Or you can make a
for our label. When it comes down to it, we respond to every email.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel there should be a system in place where either just an AI or someone that's saying like, "Hey, we heard the response.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do it." So that way, it's not because ultimately it's the person that's made the demo. It's like it's their time, and the label, they have their own agenda.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gmo track. I think it's a very beneficial if you're sending out emails and making sure whether or not they're getting read. You're getting heard, as long as it helps you out whether or not you're getting heard or whatnot. It's helped me out a lot too during the label process to make timely decisions on like sending out follow-ups or moving on to another conversation, so to speak. But yeah, are you gonna be doing that EP? Like how's like the campaign looking like for that? Do you plan on doing like the EP all on one day, or do you plan on teasing one song?
I plan on teasing one song every. I want to do like a whole month campaign for it, so I'm gonna tease a song every week up until the release.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So everyone will be able to finally hear the EP on the release week, and so you do first track first week, second track
the second,
third week, and then people will hear the fourth track on the release week.
And I also want to release merch for it too.
Merch?
I'm not entirely sure. Feel like a shirt.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Or stickers. That'd be part of it.
I'm trying to figure out what other merch ideas you could do with that. What about you, Robert? Have you thought about any merch ideas for Zion Dawn lately?
Not specifically, no. I mean, I definitely want to get my stickers, but other than that, not really. I feel like right now, like I'm just focused on getting the viewership and listenership right now with the releasing music, and then after a while, like I'll know when I could start like actually releasing merch and whatnot.
Yeah, because you could be the artist that produces the merch, and like it could just be sitting there, right? Like, and it's better to already have the merch manufactured and the demand's like there, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I just don't want to focus my time on like having to sell merch or like anything like that.
I feel that.
Like, I'd rather focus it on like making music and like looking for releases on like certain labels and emailing, bro. Emailing takes a lot of fucking time for me. So yeah, I don't know. I'd rather not have to go through the whole process of getting a manufacturer, sending them an image design of how I want, or finding. Actually, I don't even think I'm gonna like if I do merch. I'm not gonna go to a manufacturer and then send them like a graphic and ask them to do it for me. I think I'm just gonna go to like someone that I know locally or whatnot, because I know like a lot of people out here that already do print work and do like stitch work and whatnot. So like if I ever do merch, kind of want to make it like its own thing, like outside of like the Zion Dawn brand. Like yeah, it's gonna be associated, but I think I want that to be like separate, for some reason. And like how like Tyler the Creator
like
has
he has
golf.
like golf swing, yeah. Like, okay, I got you.
That's exactly how I
or
want it to be.
Like for example, hip hop. He has Griselda, right? Homeboy.
The group.
Has Griselda. So it's not necessarily like him, but it's like it's still affiliated with Homeboy, right?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. That's real cool.
No, I haven't been thinking about releasing anything like that. I've been thinking about doing more like when it comes to promoting and stuff. Like I feel like more video content for some reason, but like actual like I guess like TikTok reels and stuff like that. That's something that I kind of have to focus on that I just overlook a lot.
Yeah, it's just like clips of you like DJing or like stuff like that. Yeah, dude,
Just
me too.
even like not
I
even
mean,
just that anymore. Just like being a little more creative with it. I guess you could say like
And so trying to like
be like
get your music
on the
incorporated.
algorithm. Yeah. I don't know. It's that.
But you know what's
process.
crazy? I feel like when you have to tie everything into your brand, that's like when the shit is actually it's because you can make because I've noticed that I've made certain reels where like it clicks and like and not necessarily like I'm not really trying to necessarily connect it, but like it just worked. But I feel like when you're trying to make everything all connect, like that's when the reels and the creativity becomes a lot more complex because okay, what's the goal with this reel? Am I just trying to put this reel because I had fun and it was like a moment, or like this reel is like for promotion? So
Yeah.
I need to make sure certain factors are checked so that we could get the on the good side of the algorithm and shit like that. So yeah, I get you on that.
You
Yeah.
posted a reel the other day about your EP and on how like it got released early and you showed that guy punching the computer.
Oh yeah.
That shit was so funny.
Yeah, so like shit like shit like that. But I'm also trying to do more reels with myself though
Yeah.
too. Like cause yeah, I mean that kind of content where like you create a template and like you just put your music over it or like and like you know some other people are like doing the content for you. That helps out. It does help out, but like you know people want to see you behind the video content. So like that's definitely something I'm trying to strengthen this year. Cause yeah, like that definitely is gonna be one of your leading successors when promoting music is that content, especially on Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, it's just it's a lot of what you got to do now to promote, bro. And also because it is also like heavily like more resources to independent artists. Now independent artists are starting to realize what it takes to create a marketing campaign. You know, a lot of artists, you know, had a lot of that shit like spoon fed to them. Like, you know, a lot of times artists would just get the demo to the person that was in charge of distribution, and the distributors take on all the work. It's like no, like I can now upload my music on Spotify and Apple Music without getting to somebody. All right, that's cool. Yeah, you do have that resource, but now you gotta do that work. Now these fools are not registering your music. Now these fools aren't making your promo content. Now that's all on you if you don't got a team. So yeah, that's something that I did not realize too. Like as I started making my own catalog, I'm like, damn, like I gotta spend money on artwork, like for people to even like give a shit about pressing play on it. Like damn. And then when I see certain people like post tracks with like meme-ish fucking artwork, bro, I'm just like, dude.
What are you doing?
And they get plays. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know. This is my way of thinking, dude. But yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to the EP, bro. Is there any other things that are happening in terms of like upcoming music? Anything with the Outsiders Collective? Upcoming shows?
We're doing a compilation that should be coming out in August. I'm on it. Moses Tempest, Jay Costa, they're all on it, and a few various artists too.
Oh, okay, so is all the tracks already submitted? They're all good to go already?
Yeah, they're all good to go. All we need to do is send it in.
How do you guys do compilations? Do you guys give a deadline to artists, or do you guys reach out to artists and see if they already have a track? Like,
we reach out to them, see if they have music ready, and they send a playlist, and we just check it out and pick out the one that we like the most.
Have you had anyone not have music ready, but like they made?
Oh, we give them time.
Okay. How much time would you usually? Oh, I guess it depends on the compilation release, right? Okay. Have you had anyone not make it to like a deadline or compilation? Like, has that ever happened?
If they don't make the deadline, they just they reach out. We'll reach out again later for another compilation.
Oh, or also whatever track they made, it could possibly just stored for like another release, right? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, if you're accepting compilations, I was gonna plug you in. Or can anyone submit demos to your label, right?
Yeah.
Like they could go on SoundCloud or they could email you. Or is there a certain process, a form they need to fill out?
They can simply just go on our Instagram at Outsiders Collective and go on the link tree, and we have the link right there for them to like submit.
Okay. Any merch for Outsiders Collective?
Not at the moment, but we have ideas. All
right. Well, hey, look, bro. Just don't make EDM jerseys, bro. There's no more jerseys, bro. And also, speaking of jerseys, how much should a fucking artist jersey be, bro? Cause look, dude, I think if you're charging your fans
$150.
$150, you think artists should be charging $150
Yeah.
for jerseys, merch jerseys?
Bro, my jersey? Fuck yeah. What you mean?
Yes. Any jersey. I don't think I'm paying for like a simple jersey, like with your name on it.
That's not simple.
Like $150.
Yeah.
Dude, I've done that. Like I've done that process when I was young. Like
But quality of jersey counts. Like where you're getting the jersey from, how it's stitched on, that shit counts. And if I'm paying quality top dollar for my jerseys, y'all gonna pay like I'm Michael Jordan when I'm up there, fam. Like you're paying for Michael Jordan jersey. That's how I'm looking at it. You feel me? So yeah, 150, bro. I could do 250, honestly, but I'm giving you 150.
Okay, actually, you know what?
I don't think you're understanding the rarity of some of these jerseys, though, too.
Yeah, because it counts on amount.
This is it. I'm done. Once I sell these jerseys, you'll never see these jerseys stitched like this, made like this, with this design ever again. This is
that
it.
is true.
You know, like, and people collect jerseys, bro. People collect jerseys.
Like the Lost Lands one.
Exactly.
Yeah, are those all like usually limited editions?
There's a new design every year.
How much do those jerseys look like? Do you
I have
know?
no idea.
They probably are 150. Well, yeah, fucking.
Like I said, bro, it's all depending on quality. Like all depending on quality for sure. Because if I'm just getting like a jersey that looks like it came from Spencer's, like I'm not gonna pay that much. Like I'll pay like $50, $70 maybe for something like that.
And I'm referring to those kinds of like.
I know, yeah.
Jerseys.
I get that. I get that for sure. I'm not paying that much for that. But if it's like a baseball like fitting like jersey and they like have their name stitched on it really nice and whatnot, and then there's like design, I'll pay the 150 for it.
Like the Millennium jerseys.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen like those Millennium jerseys. They're
nice.
They always have a different design on them. Like they're pretty cool.
Okay, I could expect that dollar price for those kinds of jerseys. Yeah, but to put it in context of what I'm talking about, yeah, it's those simple jerseys where it's a black jersey, logo on it. I want 120, 150. Nah, bro.
Like the San Jose Earthquakes. My brother bought a jersey, a baseball one. That was like $70.
And you could have like, got
just the simple logo and San Jose on the back.
Yeah, I'm not down for that.
But also too, what comes into play a lot of times with these merch sales is like where they're selling it at too. Like for example, when we were at the Torch show last night, I saw the prices for a Void. There was a variety. They had Vampa's merch, and I saw Sudden Death's merch. I don't know if I saw anybody else's, but they were ranging from like 50 to 100 to 150, and it was like not limited to just jerseys, shirts, pashminas, and there was a fucking line, bro.
I saw that.
And also too, like when I think about these prices, especially at these venues, I think about okay, like these are marked up too because I think most times at these venues, like they gotta get a cut if you want to set up shop at their location. So I believe the Coliseum like got a cut of those merch that was sold. So I think that's one of the reasons why artists mark up their prices at these, specifically at shows, because the venue wants a cut and the artist that wants to make their greedy profit. And I don't know what that cost looks like, that percentage from the venue. Like it must be got to be deep, right? Nasty. 20, 30%? Or am I is that too much or
I don't know.
It just depends, bro.
Like what's a competitive rate for a venue taking a merch cut from you? That's actually a good question. I need to ask around some people because when are you getting fucked over as an artist? Like like what's a good percentage cut for an artist for the venue? I feel like we talked about this before. It's been a while since we talked about this. I think we did throw out some numbers there, but hey, you're throwing you want to sell merch at a venue and venue say some shit, you got to go what the venue goes with. But like again, last night, dude, to end this episode, I just wish we were in the LA Coliseum for the Torch, bro. Like I don't know, dude. I just think that we're gonna be inside the LA Coliseum, not on the side of the Coliseum, bro. Like
should have been inside.
Did it specify inside the Coliseum?
It said
on the
flyer?
Coliseum.
It said LA Memorial Coliseum, bro. So like,
were you at the LA Memorial Coliseum?
I was, homie. I was, bro. I was. Man.
Read the fine print, bro. I don't know what to
bro,
tell
I
you.
thought, dude.
Nah, I get it though. I can see how it could be disappointing.
Well, look, so just so anyone kind of can
Nah, bro,
understand.
let it out. Let it out. Everything that you were saying before we started this podcast.
Because
You were ripping that shit a new asshole, bro.
it was
Like,
underwhelming, bro.
Fam, go
The Torch
in.
sudden death show was underwhelming, bro. I just feel like I thought it was gonna be like KX5 capacity. Like that's how like I felt like the advertising like was leading me to be like this kind of show, and especially when it got sold out, I was like, damn, like the demand for this was like crazy. Because at first, like I didn't think that was a possible thing. Like for the Coliseum to do is to have it in just one section of the venue, not like in the main thing. Like I didn't think that was an option or that was a possibility that they would do. And when we got to the show, we had a few people come to us before we got to the stage. Like, hey, when you guys get to the stage, production, it is what it is. I was like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, well, when you get there, you'll see. I'm like, oh man, I don't like these words. We got to the stage, and I mean, if you guys see the clips from LA Coliseum, July 1st of the Torch with sudden death, it just kind of looks like a visual tower and just like a simple like stage setup.
Yeah.
And and just so you guys know, like the expectations that I was having, I guess, for the show, for me to consider it underwhelming. Like again, my first thing was I thought we were gonna be in the actual big LA Memorial Coliseum, like on that EDC KX5, and yeah, I just didn't think that was a possibility of the show.
How much were ticket prices?
It varied. Some got it for 40. Because there was like a pre-sale code. Like there was a pre-sale code like for loyal sudden death fans. It ranged from 40 to 100.
To 100.
It was like 60 to 100. No, well, I think the
last. How did it vary though? Like, why would it vary? Only just because you had the code?
Well, I don't know. Like the people that told me that had the code, they got it for 40.
But everyone else.
And everyone else, it ranged from 60 to 100.
Why?
And then, because there's VIP.
There was VIP there?
There was VIP.
There was, and how did? Okay, there we go. Now we're getting. How did VIP look?
VIP was just on
I didn't
the
look
other
at
side.
VIP.
There's no difference though. No setup difference. They didn't have more cooler.
They
shit.
had tables. The
Just
view
benches?
of the
We
stadium.
had benches though too.
Yeah, there was benches. Yeah, we had
So
benches.
it was
too.
just on being on a different side.
It was just on the other side.
I spoke with VIP.
Into the they were on the other side of the stadium.
I talked to VIP people. They said they should just gotten GA. That's what they told me.
Oh,
hell nah.
And
so then for general, without the QR code, there was just one price.
Yeah, it was just one price with like Ticketmaster fees. Like from what I saw, like before I left, before we went out, like I saw the resellers.
And how much were those?
The resellers were like, like the last wave. I don't know, dude. I mean, it was for sure like around 100. But before we actually went to the show, I looked at the resellers on Ticketmaster. They were selling it for like 120, 130. VIP were like 150, 160. Resellers market. But like again, going back to my expectations, I was expecting a little bit more production.
Yeah.
The song was great. Look, lineup did their thing.
Yeah.
The lineup was sick. I just think I just thought we were gonna have it in the big LA Memorial Coliseum, and also I thought it was gonna bring in KX5 numbers because again, like when they announced the location, it says LA Memorial Coliseum. Like I talked to everyone that was there yesterday. We all thought it was gonna be in the actual main thing because it doesn't say, because that section that they had, it's a particular section. Like, they call it, I forgot what it was, but it's a particular section of the memorial. But it didn't say that on the flyer. So, like, I just think people's expectations, that was my expectation at least. I thought we were going to be, like, in the same stage area that Cascade and Deadmau5 had for their KX5 debut performance in LA. And, yeah, I don't know. Like, just the advertising, I had the same kind of vibes for it.
Has there ever been a dubstep act that's done something like that at the Coliseum?
Not the Coliseum.
No,
but
this was their first one.
Like
yeah, I think this was the first like kind of level like that.
I think for dubstep, like although it wasn't inside the actual Coliseum, I think that's so cool to see. Like,
no, it was cool. Like I had a great time, bro. Like I regardless, I made the best out of it. I just like again, I just think that
that's dubstep, bro.
They skimped they skimped out on us.
Well,
like, you had to be there. You had to be there.
Okay, outside of a festival setting, what's the best show, like dubstep show you've been at, and where was it at?
best dubstep show that I've been to, bro, was the first time I actually I converted like to listen to bass music. It was
Okay.
I think it was the Paradox tour with Excision, Nas
Okay.
Center.
The
He had a
Nas-
sick lineup. I mean, Excision has the
Excision.
lights and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So it's like,
Excision. Okay.
so that's the best
How about-
dubstep show I went to, festival sitting wise.
But it was at the Nas, San Bernardino.
Inside, correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Thunderdome, and again, it's for Excision in Seattle.
Thunderdome. Okay. See,
I went this year too.
and okay, that's even a more indicator of like things. So okay, saying the answer that you said at San Bernardino, I don't really give it like I bet it was a great show, right? But I don't think that does anything for dubstep in a whole. You feel me? It was just a good Excision show. Like I think the fact that we were able to say like we had all those people at the LA Coliseum, I think is really dope. Like to say in general, you feel me? Like it's dubstep, it's rhythm. Like that's pretty insane that you even got a section. You know, like it might not have been inside, but
No,
like
for sure. Like, I'm very proud of that team, bro. Like, cause look,
that's underground culture, right there.
no,
You
dude.
feel me?
Literally, I was literally gonna say, bro. Like yesterday, opened my eyes to the market,
Yeah.
to the LA market specific. I'm like, okay, this is where the market's at with Sudden
And
Death.
even when you go to like and this is what I kind of got out of it, like it gave you that LA feel though. Like you were going to a rhythm show in LA. Like if you go to a rhythm show in LA, it's gonna look like that.
bro, it was straight rhythm,
Right?
Everyone was mouthing out the synths, dog. Like,
That's bro, like it's
and it
gonna-
was rhythm culture, bro.
like it might have some pretty decent sound, but the lighting and shit isn't gonna be like insane or anything like that. Like it's just real grimy rhythm shit. Like, and that's the feeling I got from that. I didn't even go, but like just seeing the stories, it's like you guys just posted up somewhere and fucking were like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. It just felt like they just posted up product. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be much more aesthetical. Like, yeah, and I also too. I just think like decoration. I don't know. Like going back into, I thought it was gonna be in the bigger area. Like I thought they were gonna like, you know, I'll. Here was my
I'm just
thinking.
trying to look at it in a positive way.
No. Like again, I was
I
just
mean, we're not trying
expecting-
to shit on it. It's just
I don't know, like I was expecting a lot more ceremonial too from Sudden Death. Like I just think that it was just like a regular DJ set. He just went up, hey, what's good? Fucking bangers. I thought he was gonna be like, because when I'm comparing this to when I went to go see
Palladium?
him at Palladium, and when he does like a headlining tour at the like. I was expecting more like from of that performance, I guess, because he didn't levitate.
Is he
him
promoting an EP right now or an album?
Nah, like
So then I wouldn't expect
he's
too
no, bro.
much.
It was a good paycheck for him, bro. And like, oh, it is what it is. But that's what I guess I'm comparing that to that. Now I'm realizing I'm comparing it to that shit, bro. Because
And that was something big. He was promoting like a whole album, right? During that time, like his
I don't-
or EP or whatever.
yeah, he had just came out with
Yeah.
some shit. Yeah,
Like some crazy ass shit with visuals and all that. But at this time, that's not what he's on right now, I don't think. But he's still trying to do shows and whatnot. And I think right now, like yesterday, I saw a lot of, or the other day, I saw a lot of back to backs yesterday.
yeah.
yeah,
I think that was cool. Like,
it was cool.
I don't think that was what you're trying to compare. Yeah, I can see that. I can see why you're probably a little underwhelmed coming from that was the, what was the tour that he was on for when you seen him at the Palladium? I'm forgetting the name of the tour.
What tour was it? You said? Who's your name right now?
I didn't say no. I said I'm forgetting the name of the tour that he was on, but like, I just think right now maybe it was just focused on like the music. I guess I don't know. It just sucks.
I mean,
I want to say ticket sales, bro. I want to say they didn't sell enough tickets and they had to rearrange some shit so that shit didn't look lame. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm thinking.
Adding to your conversation, bro, like, going back to what I thought the market was out there, bro. Like I said, I thought Sudden Death had those numbers. Like if you like again, like LA Memorial Coliseum, I'm like, oh shit, he's got those numbers. Okay, let's see it. And I'm like, damn, okay, like I guess he didn't get those numbers. That's why like we got the section that we got last night, and that's why like it was one of those things where I was excited to go because I was like, damn, like this is monumental for dubstep to have an event like this at the Memorial Coliseum, like because I was thinking like, yeah, like we're gonna be in the Coliseum, like this is like Sudden Death is gonna be the person to do the KX5 show, you know, and like
Can you put Sudden Death next to Cascade and Dead Mouse?
Well, that's what I
He's
thought.
up there.
I thought no, but no, I
feel like
thought.
he's up there.
But look,
That's a stretch. I think that's a
mad
stretch.
stretch.
That's,
No,
that's
mad
yeah, I
stretch.
think that's a stretch.
Maybe, no, put some respect on
Who
both of
fucking
them.
Cascade and Deadmau5
Both of
is
them.
as a fucking whole.
Sudden Death has,
Marshmallow.
but he
We're
wasn't
back to
announced. But he wasn't announced. No one knew he was.
No,
gonna
I
be
know
there.
he wasn't gonna be there, but let's say if Marshmallow were to do the same thing. He does it in other countries.
Okay, like
Marshmallow's not the same as Sudden Death isn't where Marshmallow is at all either.
the thing is that when it comes to artists, the demographic is very important. Like I could see Marshmallow fans like easily paying whatever price for Marshmallow.
But it's because Sudden Death doesn't bleed over into a lot of different things. Sudden Death is
Very niche.
hardcore dubstep, bro. Like that's what it is. Whereas KX5, Deadmau5, Cascade, Marshmallow, they bleed into a bunch of different genres. They bleed into a bunch of different markets.
The markets are asking for those sounds.
That's how they chose to market. Whereas the Sudden Death, he's just big in that in his own market, and that's where like I'm starting to see the disconnect now. Like it's still dubstep at the end of the day. He's not an Excision. Excision's I'd say closer to what a Deadmau5 is and like a Cast. I'd say Excision is that for sure, but Sudden Death really just started popping like 2015, 2014 like era maybe like like I still don't think he's I don't know.
Like the harsh reality for me yesterday, what that was disappointing was like I thought it was gonna be the scale of like case that was just like I thought the dubstep and I thought dubstep was I was like damn okay 2023 like we're here okay like a Sudden Death let's see what we got like and then last night showed me the reality of where that market's at with that niche and that sound.
Also, do you think rhythm is in or dubstep is in right now? Like that's the popping genre right now.
Compared to other genres, it's taking a backseat, bro.
I think
it's taking a backseat, bro. Like compared
so
to other genres, like you got techno, hard techno, drum and bass, a lot of genres much more fresher than rhythm.
Much more dancier. Right now, I feel like we're in like a dance era of EDM, like strictly like dancing, not headbanging, but like dancing. Like a lot of people want to do that.
Yeah.
I feel and like rhythm and headbanging just it's still there. That market's still there, but I just don't think it's the forefront anymore. Like how it was for maybe like a few years, like it was very like everyone wanted to see what the fuss about was with headbanging and shit. But now like I think we're over that hump. I think.
No, I think like maybe it'll come back again, but who knows? Like
it'll probably be different.
Yeah, and I mean
it's different.
Same. I mean the dubstep that I heard first time 2011 2010 Mount Sierra and then now Ace Aura fucking Konodo Beast Boy like just like the shit has just transformed, dude. So many subgenres of dubstep, so many subgenres of rhythm. The other day, bro, I didn't know this shit existed. I didn't hear it till the first time until last week, bro. Liquid rhythm.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Shut the fuck up.
Liquid rhythm, bro.
That's been a thing for like first time I heard the genre is like 4 years ago.
Look, you gotta listen to this, and I don't know, bro. I just can't. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't get to it. I can't jive to it. It's. I don't know.
Liquid rhythm.
Liquid rhythm.
I don't know.
I don't know. It was my first liquid rhythm track. I feel like I heard and like I don't know. Maybe the person didn't really like. I don't know, bro. Like, I fool got like 1,000 followers and shit. I don't know, bro. Anyways, but, yeah, bro. I think the best dubstep show, Excision. Going back to that though, Excision, Nas. Yeah, I would love to go back to Lost Lands though, for sure. Like, I think. Oh, and Lost Lands was one of my favorite dubstep shows though. After like the Excision show, like for sure. Festival setting wise, I think dubstep Lost Lands is a good festival to go to if you love dubstep for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's the place to be. That's the place to DJ for sure if you're a dubstep bass music producer. And I'm glad other genres are making their way to Lost Lands because for a while it was strictly dubstep and rhythm, and now we're getting drum and bass in there. Mid tempo is still finding its way in there. They booked some house DJs actually this year's Lost Lands. I think they're having They're having a couple of house fucking artists. That's just crazy. But that lets you know how big artist house is though. Yeah, dude. Last night's show put a lot of things in perspective in me, like dubstep, bro. Like for LA wise, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Crazy. I got humbled last night.
I think dubstep is out right now, and techno is in LA specifically. Like, I think it used to be like dubstep was kind of the thing, but now people went straight to techno. Like, that's just the thing to do in LA right now. Those are the cool shows I think to go to.
Yeah, bro. Hard techno for sure. Keep an eye out. Drum and bass, obviously, like a lot more drum and bass coming out. I got some music coming out soon. We talked about OOKAMI's new EP coming out in about a month or so. Go and stream OOKAMI's new stuff. You're working on an EP, aren't you? Right? Yeah.
I've been working on the EP for the past, I want to say like 2, maybe going on 3 months now. And real excited for it. Ready for. It's pretty much like done almost. I just need to like tweak a little bit. All the tracks are pretty much done. I just need to start getting like artwork, videos, like, because I want to release. I've talked about it a little bit before. I want to like release animated videos with it. So like I'm just like looking for like an animator right now and looking on Fiverr and all that shit to find someone that I like. Yeah.
I'll hook you up.
Like that's what I'm trying to do right now. I got to save up money for that shit because I know like I don't know. I kind of want to like. I've been saving up money just specifically for this, just to see like, okay, if I put a budget to this, if I set all this aside, if I do this for each track, let's see the outcome of it with an actual budget. So like I don't want to like skimp out on any part of it. So like right now I'm kind of in that phase of how everything's gonna be released and like planned out. So I don't know, I'm real excited though.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. I know you've been working on that shit. Hey, dude, honestly, a lot of people have been releasing EPs, bro. Like this season, like from small to big. Like, I don't know, something about this season. Everyone's been in the fucking EP mode, bro. We like to see it. That just means more music, bro.
Yeah, I got a lot of Lucy's now.
Yeah.
Now I got a lot of like Lucy's that like I made that I was thinking that were gonna go on this EP, but ended up just being like, all right, I'll probably just release this at a different time. Or a bunch of projects that I got started to be like, okay, after this, I could go ahead and work on these and whatnot. So I don't know. It's just been very productive, I think, when it comes to like making music recently. I don't know.
Well, call me, dude. Is there anything you want to share to our Lucid Temple audience, to anyone that came in and tuned in for you? Last minute words, any shout outs, anything you didn't share you'd like to share?
I'll just shout out the Outsiders.
Outsiders Collective.
Yeah. We got huge project coming out next month, so be excited for that. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll leave your links in the description so that way people can stay updated on when you're going to be dropping that the new EP. What was it?
Hear Me Cry.
Hear Me Cry?
Yeah.
Hear Me Cry. Why not See Me Cry? Damn. See Me Cry. Hear Me Cry. No, we're gonna check out the EP after, bro. I actually liked it. It's real cool. Melodic bass. Go ahead and check out OOKAMI's latest releases. It's out on his SoundCloud, Spotify, and Apple Music. Follow him on Instagram, social media. Follow us on our social media at Lucid Tempo. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode with our special guest OOKAMI coming from the Bay Area. Yep, you already know. Shout out Outsiders Collective. Thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel for more content. Hit the bell alert button to stay notified. And give us a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed today's episode. And we appreciate your support. And we'll see you guys in the next episode because we're about to get tempos. Let's get this, bro. You ready? You ready? See you guys next time.